So we had some activity, I believe, overnight in Iran, despite the talks that are going on or have gone on. So the market reacting to that this morning.
304 Talk 304 is the text line, and 800-765-TALK, the phone number. Last week, there was a huge meeting, what turned into a huge meeting in Spring Mills over in Berkeley County regarding a proposed data center. That meeting, intended to be a question and answer session, drew over 400 people and kind of turned into steam release for the residents there in Berkeley County. County Commissioners Eddie Gokenauer and John Hardy hosted that meeting, and joining us on MetroNews Talkline this morning is Berkeley County Commissioner John Hardy. John, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Thanks for reaching out to me this morning.
Appreciate you taking the time. Why did you want to host this meeting?
Well, I think it was important as local elected officials. You know, I feel like that the county commission is the first line of the political realm, and I think that it's good for our county commissioners to, we don't have a lot of answers, but it's good to hear from the community and get those questions, and then we can work on at the state level, work with Mr. Morris, work with the governor's office to try to get these questions answered. So it turned into it was a very large outpouring. I want to say somewhere between 400 to 600 people. It was a packed auditorium, and it was there was a lot of dialogue. There were some people that were passionate, and then there were people that just had questions and concerns. And myself and Commissioner Gokenauer, took a laundry list of questions, and really, we couldn't answer a lot of those questions. But we're going to work with the governor and the governor's office at the state level to try to get those questions answered, and hopefully some rulemaking comes. We can start learning about some of these setbacks, and obviously the state is driving this, and hopefully they'll get their rules packages put together and make those available.
So give us a sense, John, were people for it or against it, and what kind of questions and concerns did you field?
Yeah, I would say most of the people were against it. There were some people there that were neither for it nor against it. I think the big takeaway is questions. I think when you don't have any answers, and we're not really able to provide those answers for them at this point, and when there's a vacuum, that vacuum is going to be filled with people's conjecture, and this guy said this, and my friend told me that, and I read this on the internet. So when you have that vacuum of no information, there's a lot of information that gets put out, and people have concerns, and I understand those concerns. Some of them were environmental, some of them were noise, some of them were light pollution. Economic. It was a lot of different people that had lots of different concerns.
Talking to John Hardy, Berkeley County Commissioner, and without having attended the meeting, John, just watching the coverage of it and some of the other conversations I've had about data centers, that is the source of the most frustration. It's the unknown. How will this impact the community? How will this impact water resources? How will this impact electrical resources, energy resources? And it's that unknown, I think, that really drives much of the frustration around these projects, these proposed projects, including this one in Berkeley County.
Yeah, and I think some of those questions are not going to be answered until an end user is found. I don't know where the developer is at in that process. I mean, obviously, I'm not sure if it's build it and they will come, or if it's we have this site we're going to develop and then we can go find an end user. And I'm sure different types of data centers use different types of cooling systems, and that will drive how much water will be used, and then they'll determine where that water will come from. And so there's still a lot of questions that need to be answered. And I think, even though I felt like the crowd was very passionate, and I left there. I was a little dazed and confused when I left there, but it's okay. That's being a government or being an elected official. That happens sometimes, and you just roll with it. And but we got a lot of questions that we need to get answered, and we're going to work on trying to get those answered for our constituents. And obviously, Berkeley County is going to continue to fight for what we believe should happen in our county, the rules and the regulations, and work with the state. And this is not a done deal by any means on how this is all going to come together. I'm sure that the state and the developer is going to want to work with us locally to try to make sure that we're trying to make the best project that we can possibly get.
Are residents upset that they don't have more say in the process? It seems like that was one of the pushbacks when the bill was being debated, that there wasn't enough local control. Are you seeing that manifest in what your constituents are coming to you and telling you in terms of their concerns, that they don't see enough local control over how this project will develop?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe that's the main concern is, the public forum, the public hearings that people, want to be a part of, that they don't have that input. And I think if there was more answers to those questions of setbacks and, viewscapes and water and sewer and just if there was, maybe a rendering where the buildings were going to sit on this very large piece of property, that would maybe calm some of the fears of some of the people. And some of the people are, they're never going to be happy. I mean, you have the whole gamut. You have one part that's never going to be happy no matter what you build because they don't want any building. And I understand that, being a lifelong resident of the Eastern Panhandle. And then you have some people that are concerned about their property values and right around them. And then you just have people that just want answers because they're concerned about their community. But, I understand that the legislature has recognized a revenue stream to be able to use towards cutting the personal income tax. And also, there'll be a lot of money influxed into the county level, into county school levels. And so, no money is free. I mean, all money has to come from somewheres, and this is a recognized revenue stream. And so I just hope that we all continue to work together and try to get the best product that we can possibly get.
John Heidi, Berkeley County Commissioner, joining us here on MetroNews Talkline after last week's meeting regarding the proposed data center that would be on about 550 acres off Bennington Road near Berkeley Station Road over in Spring Mills in Berkeley County. John, you've certainly been part of economic development projects in the past in Berkeley County. How does this one compare as far as community interest and community passion? How does this one compare to others you've dealt with in the past?
So right before I went into actually the year I came into the legislature, Rockwool was the big, in Jefferson County, Rockwool was happening, and I didn't represent a part of Jefferson County at that time. I did in the next redistricting, but this kind of has the Rockwool feel to it. People are really on board and passionate about this project. I didn't see anything like this with Procter & Gamble or Macy's or Clorox or any of those legacy type companies. I think there's just so many questions on who's collecting data, what kind of data is being collected, how's this going to impact our local community, water, noise, electric rates. So there's just a vast amount of information on the internet that's out there, some positive, some negative. And I think people, like I said, when you have no information, it creates that vacuum, and that vacuum is going to be filled with something.
Berkeley County is one of the few in West Virginia that is actually growing. It's a richer county, but at the same time, I've heard you and other commissioners, other delegates from the area talk about that you need more funding for local services, police, fire, schools, etc. I've also heard some who are against this development say, look, we don't need it. We can afford to not have it. Do you agree with that? Can Berkeley County afford to pass on this kind of opportunity?
Well, I can tell you that Berkeley County is at a point where in human capital, unless we recognize a new revenue stream or tax rates are raised, which the commission we haven't raised our local real property levy rate in, I think, about 10 or 11 years. In human capital, as into how many police officers, firefighters, and EMTs, we're kind of at a tipping point where if we don't recognize a new revenue stream, or we're able to free up some monies that's spent in other areas, that we're going to be in a slow growth mood when it comes to human capital. We have money to work with in actual capital outlay with our impact fees, and so buying equipment and that type stuff. We have money for that. Where we struggle a bit is in our operations, and this is a revenue stream that could be used for. But listen, if we're talking about revenues, and the revenue side of it is very positive. I think you need to be pragmatic when you look at a project like this, and there's going to be pros and there's going to be cons. The pros are going to be that they produce a lot of tax revenue for the local county, for the school systems, for the state. There's a lot of revenue generation. The cons are, how are they going to affect your community? How are they going to affect your water usage? How will the discharge be dealt with? The setbacks, the lighting, the viewscape. So, all these things are questions that need to be answered.
And like we're talking to John Heidi from Berkeley County Commissioner. Like you said, John, when there aren't answers readily available, that vacuum gets filled. And I've said this before, I understand the concerns, and it sounds like you do as well. You choose to live in a community for a reason, and that community changes because of a development. You've got a 25, 30-year mortgage, sometimes longer now these days, John. You don't have that ability to pick up and move if your community changes around you. So I totally understand why folks would be concerned about this.
I certainly understand it, too. Everyone on the Berkeley County Commission right now is a lifelong resident of Berkeley County, the Eastern Panhandle. I mean, most of us have businesses here or been involved in the community our entire lives. We love this community. I don't mind going to the high school on a Friday night and getting yelled at for 2 hours, or having some disparaging things said about me. It's part of it. It's okay. People are passionate. People get angry. People get upset. I'm willing to take that. I want to try to work with the governor's office. I want to work with Mr. Morris. I want to work with our local planning. I want the absolute best outcome that Berkeley County can have, and whether that be from the revenue side or that be from the environmental, economic side, just the absolute best outcome that Berkeley County can possibly have is what I'm interested in and what the Berkeley County Commission is interested in.
John, we keep coming back to all of the questions. We don't have answers to the questions. Has the governor's office dropped the ball on not providing those questions? Is the developer not playing the role that they should? I mean, did either of those entities show up to this town hall? I mean, who's responsible that the questions have not been answered? How do we get the answers? Who's responsible for those, I should say?
I think the fair way to answer that question is that this is such a new process, and this is really this one here in Berkeley County and the one in Mason County, and I think there's another one up in one of the other counties. It's such a new process that, the bugs haven't been worked out. Maybe the announcement by the developer and the governor was made a little early, but I understand everybody wanted an economic win. And, sometimes I feel like I have a different perspective because I see it from the legislative side. I see it from the county government side. I've been in private business my entire life, so I kind of see all three sides of it, and I see the pros and cons of all of it. But I think it's a very new process. I think the governor has put people in place to try to work through this, and there's a lot of questions that need to be answered, but some of them maybe cannot be answered because we don't know who the end users are going to be and what exactly they're going to require of the developers. So I think, by the time somewhere's in the state, gets to the fourth, fifth, sixth one of these, and I'm sure there's more of them coming in other counties. I don't know anything, but I'm sure the process will be more spelled out and be more transparent up front because those questions will be able to be answered.
John Hardy, Berkeley County Commissioner. That meeting was last week, drew well over 400 people. John, we appreciate you checking in, and we'll continue to follow this as this proposal moves forward.
Well, once again, thank you, gentlemen, for the opportunity. And as always, I love to come on and talk about things that are happening in West Virginia and hopeful and pray that West Virginia continues to move forward.
John Hardy, Berkeley County Commissioner. We appreciate the time, John. Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Take a break. Back in a moment. This is Talkline from the Encove Insurance Studios.
If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to wvmetronews.com to apply. That's wvmetronews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan. We are here for you.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Across West Virginia, hospitals are always here, healing, helping, and standing strong for our communities. Hospitals save lives and build livelihoods. They're among our largest employers, with a passionate workforce of 54,000 West Virginians. Hospitals are economic drivers, contributing close to $17 billion to our state's economy and working to ensure access to care for all. From life-saving moments to wellness support, West Virginia hospitals keep our state healthy, our families strong, and our future bright.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
304 Talk 304, the text line. Jason Pizzatella, West Virginia Contractors Association, going to join us after the news. I thought John did a really good job answering that last question you threw at him there, TJ. There is so much newness around this process when it comes to data centers in West Virginia. We've had them, but we've not had them on the scale. We've certainly not had the microgrids. That's why we had the House Bill 2014 last year. But there is a lot of unknown factors that when you don't have the answers to the questions immediately, and you've been involved in projects similar to this, you don't come out with every single answer to every single question when the project is proposed, when you're in the beginning developmental stages. When you don't have those, people find answers. Those vacuums get filled. People are very passionate. It's their community. This might be right next to their home. I understand those concerns, but that should not be grounds to outright reject a project in the early stages.
No, and I thought he did a very good answer, or gave a very good answer, I should say. And he's right. It's new. We haven't done this, so you learn every time. And the next one is better, and the process is better, and how you communicate with the stakeholders. And there is always that rub, Dave, between wanting the benefit of an economic development announcement and the political capital around that versus the operational point where you are in the process and what you know and what you can communicate. And I do think it's fair, good point, that maybe we wanted the announcement and we needed it, and maybe we ran a little too soon in order to get that, and we don't have a lot of the tech stuff ironed out. I think that was a good point. I think it's fair. And I don't blame anyone for being skeptical at this point. I do believe the developer, the state, since the state is running this under the way the bill is set up, needs to come forward as soon as possible and do what John and the commission did and field those questions and hopefully be able to answer them.
Two thoughts on that. One, have you ever been I've never covered an economic development project, TJ, where everybody was 100% happy and on board. I don't know if you've ever been part of that. If you have, it'd be great.
No.
Because there's always concern. It's going to change your community in some shape, form, or fashion there. That's number one. The number two part of this, and I go back and forth on this, and I don't know if we'll have time today. I'm sure Delegate Fluharty has thoughts on this. State control versus local control. And if you are out hunting, if you are a state economic development guy and you are out hunting, do you want to have some uniformity across West Virginia, or do you want to have 55, at least 55, not counting municipalities, different sets of rules and regulations when you're trying to recruit or attract, say, data centers or any other type of company to come build in West Virginia? That's not a new question. That's an old question. In this instance, the legislature says we need to have some uniformity here.
And if you're a developer, you are attracted to that uniformity. Let's face it. If you have one set of rules for an entire state versus if I'm looking at, I don't know, Pennsylvania, Georgia, wherever it may be, and I have to go town to town, city to city and get a permit there and then also the state, that's a challenge. And there's a cost and there's a time delay with that challenge. So if I can find a more friendly regulatory environment, capital tends to want to go there compared to where it has more hurdles that it has to jump. It's just the nature of the beast.
Your thoughts at 304-TALK-304. That's the text line. 800-765-TALK's the phone number. When we return, Jason Pizzatella is going to join us in studio from Charleston. West Virginia Contractors Association, their Construction and Design Expo is tomorrow and Thursday over the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center. We'll get all the details on that. Second hour of the show, Delegate Sean Fluharty is going to join us. He was part of a panel, a national panel, for PBS for a program that is going to air nationally tonight. We'll talk to him about that. They dived into sports betting. We'll get into that subject coming up with Sean, top of the hour. This is Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. It's 10:30. Let's get a news update from the Metro News Radio Network. Find out what's happening all across the great state of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. A state property transfer in Tucker County. The State Board of Public Works has approved the transfer of a small piece of property to the Canaan Valley PSD. The PSD will build a new wastewater treatment facility there. State DNR attorney Caleb Knight says Canaan Valley Resort State Park will become a new customer.
The broader picture here is that DNR is going to get out of the business of being a water treatment provider at Canaan Valley Resort State Park.
You can read more at WVMetroNews.com. MSHA is blaming 3 issues for a fatal accident at the Mountain View mine in Tucker County last fall.
25-year-old Joseph Mitchell was killed when the scoop he was operating was struck by an out-of-control motor car. MSHA investigators say the motor train was delivering supplies to the section and was out of control with no way to slow down due to mud and water on the tracks. Mitchell was found under one of the supply cars after it derailed. According to MSHA, there were 3 failings that caused the fatal disaster. Failure to follow established safeguards to ensure haulage clearance when mobile equipment was in use. Failure to establish a policy or procedure to ensure operators maintain control of diesel-powered equipment. And finally, the company needed to establish a procedure to ensure standing devices on the locomotives are maintained. I'm Chris Lawrence, WVMetroNews.com.
An appointment at the State House. Governor Patrick Morris has chosen Berkeley County resident Donald Bennett to replace Larry Kump, who died a few weeks ago. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Come on, Liam, let's go. Get open. Come on, go for it. Wake up, Liam. Oh, come on, use your head. Gotta want it. Dominate.
There he goes again. Liam's dad yelling from the stands, trying to relive his glory days.
I know. We're just trying to have fun out here and play with our friends. Like, it's not that deep.
He seriously needs to get a grip.
Does he really think he's helping Liam play better?
I feel bad for Liam. I know he's embarrassed his dad ruins every game like this. I mean, I would be too.
Someone needs to tell him this isn't about him.
Yeah, stop trying to coach from the stands and just cheer.
That's what Liam wants.
That's what we all want.
Be your student's biggest fan, not their biggest critic. This message presented by the WVSSAC and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
Fairmont-based Allegheny Image Factory is hitting it big on Netflix with 2 recent hits. Co-owner Jeff Tennell says Gaslit by My Husband and The Bad Guardian are films produced locally that have trended near the top of the Netflix rankings.
The state of West Virginia created a film tax incentive. And the production world, large movies, small movies, that's a big key component. You'll see where movies are shot in a lot of different places.
They've got another original film coming out later this year. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Jeff Jenkins.
Text line 304-TALK-304. Phone numbers 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. We'll talk about those movies coming up second hour of the program. Jeff Jenkins just mentioned with Jeff Tennell of the Allegheny Image Factory. Shooting movies right here in West Virginia. We'll get to that second hour of the show about an hour from now, as a matter of fact. Tomorrow and Thursday, the West Virginia Construction and Design Expo The region's trade show for construction, engineering, and design industries will be at the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center, now in its 47th year. Joining us from the Charleston Encova Insurance Studios this morning is CEO of the West Virginia Contractors Association, Jason Pizzatella. Jason, good morning. Thanks for taking some time today. I bet you're kind of busy getting ready for the expo.
Good morning, Dave. Thanks for having me on the show. And we are, but it's an exciting time for the industry and for the Kanawha Valley, and we're just happy to put it on for a 47th year.
So
47. Wow.
What's the goal, Jason? What's the goal of the expo the next couple of days?
We put everybody, Dave, that is involved or wants to be involved in the construction and design industries in the Civic Center for 2 days. We have almost 350 exhibitors and expect anywhere from 3,000 to 4,000 attendees to come through the Civic Center Coliseum this week. And we do that primarily to showcase what it is our industry has to offer, both from a workforce recruitment and retention perspective, but also so that people can see the latest and greatest in technology and what is coming up in and around West Virginia over the next year or two that we are going to build, and we are really, really excited about it.
I want to ask you a question, ties to the expo, but broader with the industry. People think of West Virginia, they would think of us perhaps as an expert in energy because we're an energy state. I don't know that they would think that we're experts when it comes to construction in this industry. I'm sure you would rebut that. What would you say to someone who might have that thought?
Our members take the greatest pride in what it is that they build and the work that goes into it. I didn't realize it until I got here to this association over 3 years ago, how meaningful the industry is to West Virginia and all of the communities in which we serve. Mm-hmm. We have over 500 members in our association that represents anywhere from 22,000 to 23,000 employees statewide. So it's a significant part of our economy. And what I like most is that people always tell me all the time, they say, Jason, construction is nonpartisan, it's non-political, because people like when things get built, whether it's a road, whether it's a bridge, whether it's a water system, broadband to their house that they never got. That's what makes this job so meaningful is that we get to put things before people so that they can see what their tax dollars are going for. And the over 22,000 employees that support this industry are the ones that make that happen.
How do you recruit to this industry, Jason? How do you get new people?
It's our biggest challenge, Dave, but we started 3 or 4 years ago knowing that West Virginia's workforce participation rate is what it is. We decided as an industry to start a couple of programs, one that starts in the 6th grade, starts recruiting elementary school students in the 5th and 6th grade before they get into middle school and into high school. Because as you and I have talked on this show before, for decades upon decades, I think it was a message that came from guidance counselors, principals, parents, and teachers that a 4-year college degree was the only way to really have any meaningful success in West Virginia. And I'm here to say that that is just simply not the case. And we are making really great strides as an industry to convince those in the school system and those parents that if they know at an early age that maybe college is not for them, whether it's a 4-year or 2-year institution, but they want to be outside, they want to work with their hands, they want to learn a trade, they should go to buildwv.com because we put all the resources for workforce recruitment and retention for our industry all in one place. And it's not moving the needle as quickly as we'd like, but it is moving the needle.
When I walk into the Civic Center for the expo, aside from the booth right at the entrance that is an advocacy of the zipper merge to educate folks on that, what else am I going to see? Point me to a few things that I just have to make sure I see, and what's it going to paint a picture for the listener and the viewer about what will be there and what they can partake in.
We rent the entire inch, or every inch, of the Charleston Coliseum Convention Center this week, from the Coliseum, where we just finished 2 weeks of state tournament basketball, to each of the ballrooms and each of the grand halls. And we do that so that people can put on display what it is that's the best about their company, the services that they provide. One little wrinkle that we added this year, TJ, is that we decided to make a primary emphasis on safety and workforce recruitment on day 2 of our show, which is Thursday. And we did that because we decided that we as an industry should partner with our friends in the Manufacturers Association and the Gas and Oil Association of West Virginia, because contracting and contractors are not alone in our workforce recruitment. So we decided to make an additional emphasis on workforce participation and safety this week. And we can't pull it off without all of our partners, and that includes the architects and the engineers. And so I think if people decide to come down, whether they're in the industry now or they're thinking about it, if they spend a few hours in that building this week, I think they're going to come away with a new appreciation for what the construction industry does for West Virginia's economy.
Jason Pizzatella joining us, CEO of West Virginia Contractors Association. If I were to attend, just as a layperson, as a pretty useless radio guy, Jason, what might surprise me about the construction and design industry?
I would say number one is the latest technology in the industry, everything from artificial intelligence to the newest machinery and equipment that we use will be on display this week. But one other thing that may surprise you, Dave, is the fact that there are thousands, and by thousands I mean greater than 1,000, job openings in the construction industry right now, and that applies to just contractors and design. If somebody wants a good job in West Virginia that pays really well, is stable, and they don't want to incur any student debt, the construction industry could be for them. And I think those that walk in there maybe for the first time this week, or go to wvexpo.com and just kind of explore it for a little bit, we'll see what we've known all along, and that is it is a really exciting industry to be a part of.
You mentioned your work with Manufacturers Association, Oil and Gas Association is going to be there. It really, if you stop and take a beat and you think about how interconnected the industries really are, and the working relationship and what we want to do to move the state forward, I mean, it's really a source of pride, I would think, for your organization and those, that how interconnected and how you all can work together to move the state forward in everything that you do. I mean, you think about it, if you're going to be, if you're putting new rigs in, you got to get there. You got to have a road to get there, right? I mean, it's as simple as that. That's a very simple example, but it's just, it's really interesting if you stop and think about it.
I couldn't have said it any better, TJ. I mean, we all face the same problems. We all face the same issues and the same challenges, whether it's human resources, workforce recruitment, dealing with the legislature. We're all in this together. And, you know, and that's why we decided, look, if we want to make WV Expo even more meaningful than it already has been for the past 46, 47 years, let's bring in our partners that are facing the same challenges, and maybe we can help solve some of those challenges together.
Hey, Jason, you brought up AI. As far as I know, AI can't nail shingles to a roof. AI can't dig a footer, can't build a bridge. But what impact or how is AI now being integrated into the construction industry?
We're seeing it in a couple ways, Dave. And one is that it helps both contractors and designers work through plans and work through bid documents and work through specifications that are already written by a professional. But we are seeing more and more AI is helping those that are trying maybe to put a bid together, or those that are trying to help understand what type of project management skills they may need to get a project from A to Z. We're seeing it used in pretty innovative ways, from putting documents together for someone to bid on if you're an owner, or if you're a contractor, helping them do that very first run through to see, okay, do I have the staffing? Do I have the materials? Do I have the time? We're a little bit farther behind than maybe some of the other industries because of the physical aspect, Dave, that you mentioned. But here in a couple of years, it's going to be more widespread than it already is today. And that's why we want people to be aware of its uses, both good and bad.
Is it a tool? I mean, some people hear AI and they think the boogeyman. I think it's a tool. And I always tell people, look, put a shovel in the front yard. Unless I go out there and use it to dig a hole, I don't get a hole. Even in your industry, it's not going to replace people as much as it can be a tool for them. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, that's fair. And so we as an association have taken it upon ourselves to make sure that our members are educated on the ways to use that tool, not just ways that are legal and safe, but also to help those men and women do their job, more effectively. And so we use it as a tool, and we want people to use it responsibly, which is why we've made it an emphasis to educate people on what it can do and what it can't.
The West Virginia Construction and Design Expo. It is March 25th, 26th. That's tomorrow and Thursday at the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center. Jason, good luck with the expo. We appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you, fellas, for having me on.
Absolutely. We'll get to some text coming up, 304 Talk 304, and we again try to answer the question, what is a day? We'll do that next.
Coal-based generation remains the backbone of West Virginia's energy portfolio, ensuring reliability, security, and affordable electricity throughout the region. Our coal plants are engineered for performance, designed to run most efficiently at or near a 70% capacity factor. This level of operation is not arbitrary. It's based on sound engineering principles, scientific analysis, and has been formally adopted by the West Virginia Legislature as a reasonable target for optimal performance. When our coal fleet operates near that benchmark, it provides stable power to the grid, maintains cost efficiency, and supports thousands of good-paying jobs across our state. Coal generation also drives local tax revenue that sustains schools, infrastructure, and community services. Working in partnership with state leaders and the Trump administration, we're ensuring that our coal fleet remains modern, efficient, and ready to power West Virginia and beyond for decades to come. This message brought to you by the West Virginia Coal Association and Friends of Coal.
Golf Week called Pete Dye Golf Club one of America's best modern courses. Golf Digest recently called Pete Dye one of America's 100 greatest courses, and Pete Dye calls it 18 of the most exciting and memorable holes I've ever built on one course. Pete Dye Golf Club invites you to join the only course named after the legendary designer himself. National, corporate, and local memberships available now for a limited time. Visit PeteDye.com to learn more. Come play where the Mountaineers play at Pete Dye Golf Club.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. It makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
All the sports West Virginia is talking about.
Nikki Izzo-Brown, coach of the nationally ranked WVU women's soccer team.
I think they're just having a very good understanding of each other.
Join Kyle Wiggs, Brett Howe, and Coach Hunter weeknights for Sportsline on Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
On the next State of Minds. I came here to Morgantown, the WVU. I wanted to play football. Tried to walk on, but I was humbled very quickly. So I joined the WVU forestry team. What my father taught me was the importance of hard work and the importance of sweat equity.
Of West Virginia. MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
304 Talk. 304 is the text line at 800-765-TALK. The phone number. Delegate Sean Fluharty going to join us top of the hour. So the session ended last Saturday, and I was having the discussion this morning about what's a day? Does Saturday count as a day? Does Sunday count as a day? We were going through this again. It's the same discussion we had back during the session. So just to quickly, so we can all move on. Once the legislature completes a bill within the session, the governor has 5 days. That's why it was so important for the legislature to complete the budget bill within the session, because it forced the governor's hand and they wanted to override any vetoes. But once they adjourn sine die, which they did last Saturday, the governor has 15 days to act on the bills. He can veto them, he can sign them, or he can do nothing, and they'll become law anyway. So the clock is running. Sunday does not count as a day, TJ, in the 15 days. So the deadline for the governor to act on bills, appropriately enough, is 1 week from today, which is April Fool's Day, April 1st. So there you go. If for those wondering, because some of us are wondering, there's still some big bills that are floating out there that have not, the governor has not acted on, including, by the way, the tax cut bill, although I can't see why he would not sign that. He signed the budget that includes the bill, so I don't know why. But there are still some bills floating out there that he has not acted on. But it'll be next Wednesday would be the deadline to get that action completed.
My weird brain, what I took away from that conversation is, what happens if the governor signs a law on Sunday, if Sunday doesn't count?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's fine. I guess I have no idea.
It doesn't count as your deadline, but it's fine if you sign a bill that day.
I suppose. But
transfer bill? Transfer bill?
That one's... There were some questions. Again, captive audience last week, at the basketball tournament, but there was some question about what he could do with that. He could veto it. I wouldn't. You know where I stand on that bill. I thought it was good to repeal it. So we'll see. Yeah, that's one that's floating out there as well.
I don't know that he signs it. That's one you stick in the drawer and let it become law.
That is what I would do if I were Governor Morrissey. That's best of both worlds. And we saw Governor Justice do that a number of times as well with bills that he wasn't particularly thrilled about. You just let them go, and they become law.
Mm-hmm.
So next Wednesday, April Fool's Day. 304 Talk, 304 is the text line. I like when things work out kind of like that, by the way. 304 Talk, 304 is the text line. In relation to data centers, Berkeley County will only receive 30% tax benefits. Raise that to 50 to 60 to help pay the local fire, EMS, teachers, police. People who live here simply cannot afford to work here because of the high cost of living, says the texter. This came up last year during the conversation about House Bill 2014? Mm-hmm. How much should counties get? Should they get all of it? How much of this needs to go to the state? This was a sticking point on that bill, and getting, I believe, 30% is accurate. That's right, I believe. That took a lot of work to get to 30% because there were some in the state house there, TJ, that would like to have seen all of that revenue come to the state coffers. Everybody wants a little bit of piece of this, what we think could be a boon for the state as far as the data centers go.
It's a fair question in that if counties that don't have data centers, that maybe don't have the economic prosperity that Berkeley does or others, what incentive do those counties have to improve? What incentive do they have to improve? Now, that's not a popular question. Folks aren't going to appreciate my asking it, but I think it's fair because we're in the situation we're in many of these counties because they're no longer economically sustainable. School systems, county governments, I mean, look, we're up against it. Look at the GDP numbers that I talk about all the time and what they generate for the county. It's not a sustainable, long, looking forward situation economically. Should it be 50? Should it be 60? Should it be 100? I personally, just my 2 cents, I think 30 is a little low, especially if they're the ones, the counties, out going after these projects. If they get the win, why should, if you were a salesman, Dave, and you sold a car and you only got 30% of it and another guy on the lot that didn't do anything got some, I mean, would that set well with you?
No, that would not set well with me, but we are talking about government. This is kind of what government does, though. Isn't it? This is kind of what government has to do. Because, look, there are some counties that are never going to be viable for economic development. They're just not.
We didn't always do it. I mean, there was a time. Go ahead, sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, for a lot of reasons, they're just never going to be economically, there's not going to be a lot of economic development in some of these interior counties where they're hard to get to, they're hard to get out of, it's hard to get things there. And are you going to build a data center in a rural county that doesn't have a pipeline near it, that doesn't have an end user near it, where it's going to cost millions of dollars to get your energy from point A to point B? Probably not. But this is kind of what government does. Is you make it viable to at least sustain a county. Maybe not flourish, but sustain an area.
I mean, I'm really going to step in it now. Why not? It wasn't always like that. Before the Depression, 1933, counties used to take care of their roads in this state, not the state. How much of your road money in a county where you need it to fix your roads goes to somewhere else? I mean, look, we can not talk about these things and act like everything's going to be okay, but there are some serious questions as we continue to face challenges that we are going to have to rethink. And sustainability, 55 counties, all these things, rip the Band-Aid off and don't be afraid to have the discussion. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that goes back to what we said before. Do you want uniformity? Do you want some sense of uniformity, or do you want 55 independent countries basically operating? Where you have one county that, hey, the roads are great because we got a bunch of money here, but if I have to go through County B where they don't have so much money, well, I'm not going to deal with that. Because
I live in a growing county. I just want to drive my car without it sinking into a pothole every day.
Well, get you an excess levy, TJ.
We already have them.
Get you another one. 304 Talk. 304 is the text line. Back to wrap up the first hour in a moment.
At Glenville State University, we are pioneers. With over 45 undergraduate degree programs, 17 NCAA athletic teams, and countless campus organizations and activities, we're here to help you build your story while becoming a part of ours. Glenville State University. Your dream, your future, your story. Visit glenville.edu today for more information.
Picture a community where every space tells a story. Those are the communities we're designing at ZLMelm Architects and Engineers. With a blend of creativity and technical expertise, we design spaces that inspire, innovate, and ignite change. From cutting-edge educational facilities to community-centric gathering spaces, we're committed to improving lives through design. Let us help you shape a brighter future for generations to come. Because at ZLMelm, it's more than architecture. It's about building your legacy.
Looking for a career that truly matters? Healthcare offers stability, great benefits, and careers that are in demand right now. From patient care to technology and support roles, healthcare careers offer flexibility and opportunity. Not sure where you fit? Take the quick healthcare career quiz at explorehealthcareerswv.com. Discover the path that's right for you. Healthcare careers, where passion meets purpose.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just gonna be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not gonna be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
.304 Talk 304 is the text line. Delegate Sean Fluharty is going to join us coming up top of the hour. The West Virginia Lottery is coming to a town near you with the Back to Roots promotion tour. 40 stops means 40 chances to win. Every $5 in-store purchase gets an entry for a chance to win cash and great prizes. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. This is Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. Hoppy Kercheval, 5:55 a.m. How early did you get in that day, by the way?
Probably 3:30. Probably 3:30.
How long did you do sign-on shift?
I signed on like 7 years.
Not all.
6 days a week for 7 years.
Lightweight.
I know. Couldn't do it now. Now when I wake up at 3:30 is to go to the bathroom. And go back to bed.
Welcome to the 2 o'clock hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com on a Wednesday, and I apologize because Stephanie Pauly is our producer, one of the producers of the show, and normally she has everything. We have a thing we call the run sheet, when we have who we're calling and what we're doing and so on. And so, and Stephanie, I don't even know whether you know this, I did the run sheet today, and I put the wrong date on. I put 2025 on it, because how many of us in modern day actually write the date out anymore? I mean, you did it when you were in school, you did it back when people wrote checks and whatever. This may have been the first day that I have written the date down, and I was responsible for putting together the sheet. And my co-host, the lovely and talented AB, starts the show by saying January 24th, 2025, because she read it directly off the sheet, and it is indeed the year of our Lord, 2026.
Oh yeah, he did find something out. Something, you're related to Thomas Jefferson?
Well, no, I'm not related to Thomas Jefferson, but I am related to Samuel Kercheval, who was a historian.
I'm going to tell you something about Samuel Kercheval. Him and Jefferson out smoking corn silk. Kercheval told him, Thomas, I don't know about this country. Might want to start again.
He could.
So I don't have a monitor here, so I really can't see what happens at the beginning of the show. Mm-hmm. So at what point do I pop up? When the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up?
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time. Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably... Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
Ah, that's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble, when it goes to court here. Is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. Mm-hmm. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument, because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I mean, I get it.
He just bouncing him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice, very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
$10 seconds remaining. Going to be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But, if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be, work out. You're going to be successful. And it may not be in the world's eyes, but, God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things. And I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard. And if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Second hour of MetroNews Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios. Dave Wilson of Morgantown. TJ Meadows is in Charleston. 800-765-TALK, 800-765-8255. That is the phone number. Text the show at 304-TALK-304. Kyle Wiggs is our audio producer today for our great radio affiliates around the state of West Virginia. Zach Karolchek, man of the people, handling the video stream if you're watching on the Metro News TV app, YouTube, or Facebook Live. Multiple ways you can track down this show. A little bit later, we're going to talk to Jeff Tennell. He is with the Allegheny Image Factory. They are shooting movies right here in West Virginia, and in fact, climbing up the charts on Netflix. We'll visit with him coming up later on this hour. Get to some of your text as well. Once again, say good morning to TJ Meadows, who keeps them all under control at the Radio Ranch. Morning, TJ.
That's funny. Yeah, right. When are we going to solve this TSA issue and fund TSA and DHS and all that? It's getting ridiculous. I mean, it's beyond ridiculous. Both parties do it. They use it as leverage.
Sure.
I mean, it's stupid. It's just stupid. People aren't getting paid. They're waiting hours in lines, waiting on tarmacs, on planes. I mean, it's.
I think you can now volunteer to do TSA checkpoints for your senior capstone project. I kid. I'm not kidding too much. I could see that being suggested at some point.
Well, why would we? You can't take a chance with air security. You can't.
No, of course not.
So, get off, set some money in a pot. If you can't agree, have a backup, pay these people. The fact that a TSA agent, I was watching a few days ago, driving Uber on the side in order to feed his kid. I mean, come on. Stupid.
304 Talk 304 is the text line. Ohio County Delegate Sean Fluharty was recently part of a panel for PBS's Breaking the Deadlock. Other panelists include sitting U.S. Senator Richard Blumenthal, former New York football giant Tiki Barber, MSN's Stephanie Rule, ESPN's Anita Marks, several other experts. The episode dives into sports betting in America. That episode will air at 9 o'clock tonight on PBS. Joining us on MetroNews Talkline this morning is Ohio County Delegate Sean Fluharty. Sean, good morning. Good to talk to you.
Guys, thanks for having me. Dave, did you say you're in Morgantown right now?
Yeah.
I was just wondering why you're wearing a Marshall shirt.
Well, because I'm a Marshall guy. I'm a proud Marshall graduate. That's why. Any
Thanks for
other
having me,
questions? So
just wanted to bust you on that.
Yeah. How did you get involved with this panel, Sean?
That's a great question. I got a phone call from PBS. I thought it was a local thing, and they were like, no, this is national, and we would like for you to be in New York for the taping of this special called Breaking the Deadlock, which is a incredible opportunity. I said, I'll be there. And I didn't realize that I would be sitting alongside Tiki Barber, a sitting U.S. Senator, Richard Blumenthal, and other experts that are in that space. So you had all these individuals you mentioned earlier, and then Sean Fluharty from Wheeling, West Virginia. I really fit in well with the rest of that panel. But as you'll see tonight at 9 p.m. on PBS, I really held my own. I think I did the Northern Panhandle proud and West Virginia proud in my representation.
PBS teases the program by saying online sports gambling has exploded. Should it be further regulated? Should it, Sean?
Hey, look, we have barriers now. We have guardrails in place that I think are working very well. The alternative to that is allowing the black market to thrive, which I think everybody agrees is not something we want to do. We need to have guardrails, and we do. And roughly 1% to 2% of those who participate may fall under the problem gambling model. And we have resources available through the revenue that we receive to target those individuals and get them help. And without the regulated market, those individuals are at a free fall without any help available to them. So sure, we move as technology moves faster than legislation certainly does. And we empower our experts like West Virginia Lottery to implement those regulations. And they've done a great job of it. And West Virginia, I'm proud to say, is really a framework that other states have modeled themselves after. And I will say I'm proud that West Virginia got in early. It's one of the few things we actually got in on the front end on back in 2018 before PASS was even overturned. And so we're going to do this. We're going to be one of the first states. We're one of the first 4 to move in this space. And we've done a great job with it. It's now a sustainable model that brings in revenue for the state that we can target and use for specific areas like the Promise Scholarship. And we fully funded EMS for the first time in our state's history. And where'd that money come from? Lottery funds.
Sean Fluharty joining us on MetroNews Talkline this morning. Sean, over the last couple of years, as sports betting has grown, we have seen not major names, but it's the smaller names, the guys that maybe at the end of the bench who have been involved in sports betting scandals. Points, not necessarily point shaving, but maybe they walk a guy or they throw a ball on these, on these side bets that you can get in on. Them getting caught, is this a symptom of a problem, or is it actually the system working better because so many people are watching these sports betting applications?
The system working in real time. We're able to flag when things like this happen. For instance, those markets you're talking about, I believe it was the Cleveland Guardians pitcher from Major League Baseball, where these issues arose when the market itself was showing bets that were abnormal. And when those bets were being placed, they were able to flag that, the operators were, the platform, and say, wait a minute, this is something that's unusual. Let's look into this. And then by doing that, we're able to flag what happened. Compare that to years past. Sports betting's always been going on. We know that for a fact, whether it's the Black Sox scandal back in 1919 or whether it's Pete Rose, who we discovered years later was betting on sports. But that's what it took, was years later and people coming out of the darkness. Now we can track it in real time and probe that to make sure that everything is on the up and up. So I think it's a great example of the system working. You're always going to have bad actors within that system, whether it's regulated or not. But now we can find them, target them, and make sure that the integrity sustains through this model.
First off, Sean, Pete belongs in the hall. I don't care what anybody says. Pete belongs in the hall. Okay.
I agree. When we were moving sports betting and we had Major League Baseball was actually opposing us because they wanted their integrity fee, which I said, you're not getting an integrity fee. Bring a team to West Virginia or let Pete Rose in a Hall of Fame. Maybe we can talk about that. But yeah, I completely agree. And we stood up to them back in the day when we were running this legislation, and they didn't get their silly integrity fee.
Well, there you go. There you go. Talk to me about, there was a debate on the floor, and you and Vernon Chris had an exchange. He was probing your knowledge. You're an expert about sports betting and taxing. And I think the suggestion was, not from Vernon, but from others, was that we increase that tax. You made a case on why that would not be in the best interests of West Virginia? Explain.
So we are competitive in our tax rate currently with only 1.8 million people. We have to remain competitive. If you're in the Northern Panhandle, you're in the Eastern Panhandle in particular, you're going to shop lines. And when I mean that is those who are participating in sports betting, it's almost like going to an exit that has multiple gas stations. Which one do you pull into? You pull into the one with the lowest price. When you increase tax rates to the operators, it just gets transferred to the consumer and the lines get worse. And what do I mean by that? The standard line, we'll just use $110 bet to win 100. That's the risk. When you change the taxation of it, that risk goes from 110 to 130. And then that means it's less competitive for the consumer. It's not as good of a return. So what does that consumer do as a result of that? They choose a different market, whether it's a black market or going to another state. So we, in a mobile environment, are competing not just within our current borders, but the online world in itself. And so fewer participants will actually place the bets in West Virginia. And I would argue that the revenue for us would go down when fewer participants take place. So that was the argument we had on the floor. That's the reason why that legislation never moved. It was an amendment on the floor, and for good reason, because it's not backed up by facts. It's just backed up by feelings. And we don't govern by feelings. We govern by facts. The facts are we need to remain competitive, and we're doing just that in our current market.
So how does it, and pardon my ignorance on this, Sean, how does it work then? If I get on one of the sports betting apps, can I pick which state I place the bet in, or if I happen to be in Wheeling, can I go across the bridge over to St. Clairsville and place the bet over? Can I literally do that?
Absolutely. And so you can shop lines for that manner. In fact, a great example is we offer prop bets in West Virginia on college sports. Ohio does not. So if you want to bet on Ohio State and you want to bet on a particular market that's a prop bet, it's like total yards, passing yards for the quarterback. I have friends in Ohio who will come to West Virginia and go to one of our restaurants and sit down there and bet in West Virginia because we offer those markets. So that's a competitive advantage that we have by keeping it broad like that and keeping a good tax rate. So yes, you must be in the state you're betting in. We geolocate individuals so we know that they're in the state. But you can certainly go from Wheeling, drive 5 minutes to Ohio and bet in Ohio, or vice versa. And right now we have people coming to West Virginia, which is exactly what we want. And we want more opportunities for these operators and brick and mortar operators like Circa out in Vegas, who have had discussions with and are now talking with West Virginia Lottery about bringing their state-of-the-art technology to West Virginia. They just came to Kentucky and spent $100 million in their investment in Kentucky. We're looking to get them to do that again in West Virginia, and being competitive in our tax rate is what will do that.
Where did they build in Kentucky, and what makes Circa different?
Circa, if you've ever been to Las Vegas recently, they are a Las Vegas-based company, has the largest sports book in the U.S. And they cater to, I would call, professional bettors, those who do shop lines and want to get down in a professional book. And they have one of the largest sports book in the world. Derek Stevens, the CEO, is a phenomenal guy who understands how to be a legit sports book maker. And he is expanding to the mobile side of things. And so he's in Kentucky now, and they're looking at West Virginia for two reasons. One, because we have sports betting at a competitive tax rate, and two, that we have iGaming available as well. So we have more verticals available for operators to come into the state who pay a lot of money to get these licenses, and they pay it with the expectations of the current tax rate.
Talking to Ohio County Delegate Sean Fluharty. So once the state collects its portion of that money, where do we go? How do we disperse it?
Well, it goes into lottery funds. A lot of it goes into general revenue, and a lot of it gets directed towards things like the Promise Scholarship. I would argue the lottery revenue we've had now for years, which keeps increasing exponentially year to year, has sustained the Promise Scholarship for us. It's not something we're battling about, and it fills gaps in our budget like the EMS situation this year. And so what we've done by expanding these verticals is we're allowing for the state to actually pursue things and fund things in a good manner that keeps us able to give back. And so instead of raising your taxes, we're raising new revenue by expanding these verticals. And that's a goal every lawmaker should have. And if you ask the average West Virginian on the street, should we expand a gaming option to raise new revenue, or should we raise your current taxes? How do you think they're going to respond to that? Raise that new revenue. I'm taxed enough already. I agree with them. And that's why we need to be a front runner and a leader in this space. And we have been. And I'm proud to say that Director Bradley at West Virginia Lottery is doing a great job. They understand what they're doing. They're experts in this field, and they're setting the pace for the rest of the country. And we can't say that about a lot of things in West Virginia, but we can say it about this, and we should be proud of it.
Why aren't other states lowering their rate to match ours?
Well, they have a hell of a lot more people that they can use at their disposal to raise their revenue. So for us, for 1.8 million people, we're not playing by the same rules. But I would argue in a state like Virginia, which just passed iGaming through the House and Senate, but the bill actually died in conferees, which we've seen happen on our side quite a few times. But that tax rate on iGaming is 15%. Our tax rate on sports betting is 10%. That is competitive, and it keeps us competitive. When we passed this legislation back in 2018, the model we had to go off of was Nevada, and their tax rate is 6.75. So we are, and you look at the hold in sports betting, the hold is essentially what comes back. It's the take. It's almost like watching a poker game and what comes back to the dealer. That hold generally is about 4 to 7%. So if the handle is 100 million, only 4 to 7% of that comes back as the hold, and then we tax the hold in the state. So that's kind of the numbers of it. It's not a financial free fall that I think people try to sell it as originally. The reality is it's a marginal business, and so in a marginal business like that, you must remain competitive for the operators that actually want to operate in West Virginia, and they pay a $250,000 operating license fee when they come to West Virginia to start, and they pay another $100,000 every 5 years to maintain that license. So that's the kind of numbers we're dealing with just to participate in the state of West Virginia, in addition to the tax rate that goes on top of that.
Without giving it away, how much of the discussion in the episode that we'll see tonight on PBS was hard numbers, data like you're talking about? How much of it was about philosophy? How much of it was ethics with this very diverse panel?
So the show is an ethical dilemma show. I believe it was a show based off in the 80s that they're re-upping now, and they take on the hard subjects in the U.S. So they did on Truth in the News. You all should jump on that. You should go watch that. Scott Jennings was on there. I believe Governor Chris Christie's been on there before, and now Sean Fluharty's been on there. So I think the ratings are going to go through the roof with the local delegate from Wheeling, West Virginia. But it's an ethical dilemma show where you are presented with a fact pattern, and you're not told who's participating beforehand. So I had no idea who was going to be there. And the fact pattern in this particular show was I played the governor of a fictional state called Middlevania. And as governor, we ran sports betting legislation. And Tiki Barber was actually my college roommate, and he married my sister, Stephanie Rule. And my fictional nephew is the one who gets a sports betting addiction. And then you have Senator Blumenthal, who wants to come in and wreck my legislation that I passed that I'm proud of. And that's how the fact pattern plays out. And I essentially am defending my position as a lawmaker who passed sports betting against the evildoers like Senator Blumenthal, who wants to come in and wreck our regulated business model that we have here. So it's a great show. We taped it for 3 hours. I've sat. They were like, get there early for the makeup room, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm from West Virginia. We don't do this makeup room nonsense. What do you think I am? Donald Trump in the back? You're gonna paint me orange or something? Like, what's going on here? So
poor Blumenthal. He didn't know what he was getting with you, Blumenthal. You took him to town, didn't you?
Oh, I had fun with Blumenthal. I told him to keep his federal hands off my state legislation. And, it was a good time. I never thought I'd be sitting beside a sitting U.S. senator and just taking him to task on the Safe Bet Act, which he is running through the federal legislation currently. So it was a great opportunity, and I loved every minute of it. We taped it for 3 hours, but it's condensed down to 1 hour. And as you all know in this business, the edits mean everything. So we'll see how it gets edited tonight. I have not seen the final cut, only the preview of the trailer that was posted online.
It's called Breaking the Deadlock. It's on PBS. It'll air at 9 o'clock tonight nationwide. Delegate Sean Fluharty from Ohio County. Sean, always appreciate the conversation. Thanks so much, and looking forward to it tonight.
Thanks, guys. Let's go Mountaineers.
Your thoughts at 304-TALK 304. That's the text line, 800-765-TALK. That is the phone number. It may not feel like boat weather right now, but it will very soon. And you won't want to miss out on getting out on the rivers and lakes this year. So get ready with great deals on pontoon and fishing boats at Lou Wendell Marine Sales. Check out the entire inventory, LouWendellMarineSales.com. Lou Wendell Marine Sales, we sell family fun. Back in a moment.
Building a stronger West Virginia isn't just a dream, it's a mission. The High Technology Foundation knows economic diversity is the key. For over 30 years, they've been dedicated to transforming the state's economic landscape. Conveniently located in the heart of West Virginia, innovation, growth, opportunity, all under one roof. There's no need to look far for change. It's happening right here at the High Technology Foundation in North Central West Virginia. Visit WVHTF.org to learn more.
The WVU Medicine Medical and Surgical Weight Loss Center offers a comprehensive surgical program to help you obtain a healthy weight and improve your quality of life. Our nationally recognized bariatrics program has a strong focus on pre-surgery education and long-term weight loss after surgery. we're here to help you every step of the way. Reserve your spot at the next free no-obligation information session by calling 304-293-1728.
Coal-based generation remains the backbone of West Virginia's energy portfolio, ensuring reliability, security, and affordable electricity throughout the region. Our coal plants are engineered for performance, designed to run most efficiently at or near a 70% capacity factor. This level of operation is not arbitrary. It's based on sound engineering principles, scientific analysis, and has been formally adopted by the West Virginia Legislature as a reasonable target for optimal performance. When our coal fleet operates near that benchmark, it provides stable power to the grid, maintains cost efficiency, and supports thousands of good-paying jobs across our state. Coal generation also drives local tax revenue that sustains schools, infrastructure, and community services. Working in partnership with state leaders and the Trump administration, we're ensuring that our coal fleet remains modern, efficient, and ready to power West Virginia and beyond for decades to come. This message brought to you by the West Virginia Coal Association and Friends of Coal.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Stay connected to what's happening today in West Virginia.
What about this and what about that? And it just went back and forth. And I was just the guy reading the text. Okay, so what's your take on the whole thing?
Well, now you just get me fired up. Now
Right.
you just
So I'm gonna turn on. I'm gonna run down to Wendy's and grab a burger, and I'll be back.
Join Dave Allen weekdays for midday on Metro News Television.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just gonna be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not gonna be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
On the next State of Minds.
I came here to Morgantown, the WVU. I wanted to play football. Tried to walk on, but I was humbled very quickly. So I joined the WVU forestry team. What my father taught me was the importance of hard work and the importance of sweat equity.
.304 Talk, 304, the text line. Worried about paying for college? Well, Metro News is proud to present the 19th annual West Virginia Scholar Program, where one high school junior in West Virginia will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan College, including room, board, tuition, and fees. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com and click the Apply Now button. Deadline is May 3rd. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to WVMetroNews.com and apply today. The deadline to apply is May 3rd. One thing you can say about Sean Fluharty, he brings it. He's ready. He brings it when he comes on the program.
Doesn't hold back at all. I love that, actually.
I'm kind of looking forward to I might set the DVR tonight. I might. We'll consider it. But I'm kind of looking forward to that.
DVR.
At 9
I'm getting my
o'clock, man.
popcorn and sitting down, and you got to stay up for this one.
9
I know you
o'clock
get
at
up
night,
early. I
buddy.
know you get up early, but this is worth it.
That's well, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I'll tell you, maybe I'll DVR. I'll watch it in the morning. I'm more of a morning guy, dude. I don't do the late night thing. I'm old. I'm crabby. I'm tired. I just want to fall asleep in my chair at night.
DVR it and then like watch it back on your phone or something. Or I bet you wouldn't even have to do that. It's probably PBS probably puts it on the phone. Not that you do it while you're driving, but just listen to the audio. I do that all the time. When I used to travel quite a bit and you couldn't get a good flight, so it made sense to just drive.
Sure.
I'd pick out a documentary on Amazon or something on Netflix or whatever. Just listen to the audio. I do that all the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have time. I have time in the commute. Maybe that's the best way. I don't have to look at Sean. I can just listen to him. I'll think about that. Think about that on the ride in tomorrow. We'll get to your text. Many of you are weighing in. We'll get to your text coming up on the other side of the break. We'll tell you also about movies being shot here in West Virginia. You have my attention. 304-TALK, 304 is the text line, 800-765-8255. That is the phone number. By the way, I did see we got the stamp of approval on X from our good friend at Ogden Newspaper, Stephen Allen Adams, confirming our 15 days and the fact that the deadline is, in fact, on April Fool's Day. Appropriately enough this year. So
he'll be camped out at the mansion knocking on the front door at like 12:01.
Did you sign that bill yet?
Exactly.
Did you sign that bill yet? Stephen did go on to say, I think there's 127, Steve said in his tweet, bills that need to be signed. This is Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. It's 11:30. Let's get a news update from the Metro News Radio Network. Find out what's happening all across the great state of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News. I'm Chris Lawrence. The State Public Service Commission gives West Virginia American Water Company a major revenue increase. The company last year had sought a rate hike of 27.9% that would allow them to increase revenue by $60.5 million. Now, the company claimed that steep cost was to replace aging infrastructure. The PSC's approved increase will impact the average customer using 3,000 gallons of water a month with a $6 monthly increase on their bill. Wastewater customers would see their average bill jump by about $7 a month. On another topic, the PSC has issued scheduling orders in the Marl Transmission Line project.
The Mid-Atlantic Resiliency Link, being developed by Next Era Energy Transmission, is seeking a siting application from the State Public Service Commission. The PSC says it will hold a 6-day evidentiary hearing in Charleston beginning the week of October 26, wrapping up the following Monday, November 2nd. Before then, those wishing to intervene in the case, which several governmental bodies and others have already decided to do, have until June 1st to file for that status. The PSC will take proposed orders on the case November 23rd and then decide on the siting application by March 6, 2027. The PSC has already received hundreds of comments against the proposed transmission line. I'm Jeff Jenkins, WV MetroNews.com.
Governor Morrissey fills a vacancy in the legislature. Donald Bennett has been appointed to serve the remainder of the term of late Delegate Larry Kump. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Come on, Liam, let's go. Get open. Come on, go for it. Wake up. Wake up, Liam. Oh, come on, use your head. Gotta want it. Dominate.
There he goes again. Liam's dad yelling from the stands, trying to relive his glory days.
I know. We're just trying to have fun out here and play with our friends. Like, it's not that deep.
He seriously needs to get a grip.
Does he really think he's helping Liam play better?
I feel bad for Liam. I know he's embarrassed his dad ruins every game like this. I mean, I would be too.
Someone needs to tell him this isn't about him.
Yeah, stop trying to coach from the stands and just cheer.
That's what Liam wants.
That's what we all want.
Be your student's biggest fan, not their biggest critic. This message presented by the WVSSAC and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
It was certainly close, but not enough to extend the season for the Mountaineer women's basketball team. Guard Gia Cook had an open look with just seconds left at Hope Coliseum last night and trailing by a single point to Kentucky. However, her shot rimmed out, and it is the Wildcats who advance to the Sweet 16 of the women's NCAA tournament. Your final, Kentucky 73, WVU 72. A full recap at WVMetroNews.com. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Chris Lawrence.
304 Talk 304 is the text line. 800-765 Talk, the phone number. Over at WVMetroNews.com this morning, Joe Braccato and Greg Carey have a complete breakdown of yesterday's NCAA women's tournament game as the Mountaineers came up just a point shy. Watched almost that entire ball game. Down 14 in the second half to battle back and be in a position that they were in. Outstanding effort. And you got the look. The play worked, you got the look, and sometimes that's the way it goes. Sometimes the ball just will not cooperate. But an outstanding season for Mark Kellogg's team there. Outstanding representation, I thought, for the state of West Virginia. Outstanding crowds the 2 days over at Hope Coliseum. So you can check out Joe Braccato and Greg Carey's coverage over at the website, WVMetroNews.com. Oh, by the way, the first of 3 meetings between WVU and Marshall baseball is tonight. That will be at Jack Cook Field over in Huntington. First of 3. There'll be one in Huntington, one in Morgantown, and one in Charleston this year. Should be a lot of fun. That is coming up tonight. I think 6 p.m. first pitch from the Jack tonight. Marshall and WVU baseball meeting up this evening.
Come down here. Watch the one in Charleston. Do the show here.
I don't know when it is. I have to look at the schedule.
I'll go. Well, I mean, come on, man.
Look, man, I spent a lot of time in Charleston the last couple of days.
I know you did. I just like giving you a hard time.
You just want me to come back. That's not the worst idea, though, that I've heard today. I've heard a couple bad ones today. That's not the worst one.
I do many things. Career planning is one of them. I got a whole plan for you.
I appreciate it.
Got a whole plan.
Run that by my agent, if you will.
I will.
All right. 304 Talk 304. Let's get to some text here, and then we'll tell you about the movies in just a bit. To TJ's point about the roads, the best-kept roads in the state are the ones the county/state have contracted with gas companies to take over maintenance. I live on a road with a public school, and it was atrocious this winter. My parents live on a rural road to nowhere but a gas well, and it was plowed hourly and has been maintained pristinely all winter because the gas companies take over maintaining it. It's done a lot to encourage goodwill toward the gas traffic and annoyances in the neighborhood. Maybe the data centers need to fix the roads in their neighborhoods too. Well, to your point, that does build a lot of goodwill if you maintain the roads. That does ease some of that. I'm just saying. One thing they did here in Montague County this year, TJ, as far as the roads go, for the first time, this was a pilot program, actually contracted out some of the routes so the DOH could focus on the interstates and some of these other routes, major arteries in and around Morgantown. They contracted it out, and it seemed to go pretty well. Up here. So maybe that expands in the future, but I get the texter's point.
All I'm saying is you have to put capital to work where it is going to get a return, because it will generate many more returns beyond that. And when you think of roads, I mean, the perfect example was with the tourney coming to Morgantown. What are they out there doing? Trying to fix the roads because people are coming in from out of town. You make an impression. And the reality is, the way we allocate our road dollars today, we need to take a look at it, because sometimes we're putting it into places where we're not going to get the best return. And I get everyone wants their road to be paved and be pristine, but it doesn't work long term, and it doesn't put capital in the most efficient spot. I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there you go.
Just a reminder, I'm going off memory here. It's been a couple of years ago. The legislature passed a bill, passed the Senate and the House, that would have codified the DOH funding formula, an actual formula that would dictate how dollars are dispersed, and that was vetoed by Governor Jim Justice at the time. And that bill's got reintroduced this year. I think that was Mike Oliverio's bill again this year. Didn't get any traction, but a couple of years ago it did. Got through both chambers, and the governor vetoed it. Just saying. Governor Justice at the time. I want to make sure that is clear. Governor Justice vetoed that. Love hearing Sean, but I got to say, the current administration is doing nothing but governing by feelings, says the texter. Gambling apps should be banned. There are many reports out there that people are accruing unserviceable credit card debt due to the gambling apps. Probably not good for the economy, says the texter.
Ban cigarettes first, then come talk to me. I don't disagree with you. I mean, we can have the debate on whether it's a good use of funds or not. People are going to do it one way or the other.
It's that ethical dilemma that you probably can't really arrive at an answer to. Maybe this should be another program. But isn't that the ethical dilemma? Do you try to ban the thing you know has negative consequences, or people are going to do it anyway, so let's try to generate revenue off of it so we can do things like pay for Promise Scholarship, pay for PEIA, pay for Hope Scholarship, whatever the case may be. I guess that's an ethical, philosophical question that deserves another program or another topic another day, but isn't that kind of what we're getting at here?
I'll make you a bet. And I've never made a sports bet in my life. I don't know how to use a book. I don't know how to use the app. Don't know how to use any of that. If none of that were available, I could make within 3 phone calls, I could find a bookie that would take my bet. What do you want to bet me?
I want to bet you the bet. No, you're
so I'm
probably
just saying,
right.
People, you're going to do it one way or the other.
But then that opens, well, I don't want to get into that discussion today. Look, I don't do it. I don't bet on sports. I've never have, never will. I think there are plenty of other good ways I can waste my money and actually have something, to hold at the end of the day, whether that's wasted on vehicles or, wasted on food or whatever the case may be. A lot of different ways. So I don't get the appeal. I don't do it. I don't want to do it. It seems like there are a lot of negative consequences for people that get in too deep, that can't get out of it, that get addicted to it, whatever the case may be. But we do have to fund these programs. We do have to fund Promise. We have to figure out a way to keep funding Hope. Hope is a huge, I'll call it a burden. It's a huge liability. Is that the correct financial term, TJ?
Yeah, it's
so we got to find a way
liability.
to do it, right? We got to find a way to fund these things. And if that's a revenue source, are you actually being irresponsible by not tapping into that if you're the state? I know, ethical questions, more rhetorical questions here on Talkline today.
Thought-provoking, David, not rhetorical.
Thought-provoking. Much better connotation.
Yeah.
Let me see. Dave and TJ, I know a psychologist whose thesis topic was the strong association between people with chronic pain using chronic gambling to ease their pain. 304 Talk 304. The state of West Virginia does not need more gambling. We need good jobs and all these foster kids and the ones that are in bad homes taken care of and put in better situations. Many of them are falling through the cracks, and we're worried about gambling, says the texter. All right, 304 Talk 304. That's the text line. We'll get some more of your thoughts coming up. We'll tell you about movies being filmed right here in West Virginia. We'll do that right after this.
Relationships just work better with trust, reliability, and great communication. That's why more West Virginians are choosing CityNet Gig Fiber. Fast, symmetrical speeds, no contracts, no data caps, and local teams monitoring the network around the clock. Plus, for a limited time, new residential customers can get 50% off any internet plan for a full year, with plans starting as low as $25 a month. Check availability at your address. Visit citynet.net today. CityNet connects, protects, and perfects.
Worried about paying for college? MetroNews is proud to present the 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program, where one high school junior in West Virginia will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan College, including room, board, tuition, and fees. For details, go to wvmetronews.com and click the Apply Now button. Deadline is May 3rd. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program, presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to wvmetronews.com and apply today by May 3rd.
Every day in West Virginia, we play for something bigger.
As a mom, I play for her education.
I play because it helps provide care for the ones who care for us.
I play to help keep our parks beautiful.
Why I play? Because every play supports West Virginia's future, our students, our seniors, and our state parks. For 40 years, proceeds from the West Virginia Lottery have totaled nearly $13.7 billion. I play. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
With Metro News Hotline, if it's trending, it's probably here.
And then the other thing, his last name is one of those weird Norwegian names where they have two vowels that slam into each other. It's like the A and the E are like cemented into each other.
You're like the 12th Dave that works here. What do you think people from Norwegian think about that?
That is fair.
Join Dave Weekly and Coop weekdays for Hotline on Metro News Television.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
When it comes to cybersecurity, blind trust is a bad idea. CityNet helps with businesses avoiding risky connections with proactive monitoring, threat detection, and expert local support. Learn more at citynet.net today. Fairmont-based production companies making some noise worldwide in the film industry. The Allegheny Image Factories had two of their productions on the Netflix Top 5 recently. Gaslit by My Husband and The Bad Guardian are films that are produced locally that have trended near the top of the Netflix rankings. Joining me in studio this morning is Jeff Tennell, the Allegheny Image Factory. Jeff, good morning. Good to see you, buddy.
Great to see you. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you coming in. So, why are people surprised when they learn feature films are being made here in West Virginia? Why are people so surprised?
I think it's a newer trend, obviously, and then to turn around and find yourself in the Netflix world doing so well also adds even another layer to it.
How has Netflix changed the game for someone like you? Is it easier route in and an easier way to get your product to the market compared than the old traditional? You got to be up on the big screen, that kind of thing.
I think it's a combination of the technological advancements have made such a big change. Streaming is now part of our life. It's changed social habits. I grew up in the time where you used to go to the movie theaters every Friday or Saturday night for date night or something. That's changed. Also, content is king. It gives us more exposure. I think that probably sitting at number one, that means subscriber-wise, there are approximately 20 million people viewed that movie. Wow. That's a pretty, and that's just subscriber. I don't know how many people are in the household of subscribers or how many times they watch it. But so it's exposure. I think it's great exposure for the state of West Virginia and the burgeoning film industry.
So you and your brother Robert started this company. You've been to California. You've been to Hollywood. What drew you back to West Virginia?
I think it's a combination of things. And if you look at what's going on, my brother Robert, he came back quite some time ago, but still working in Los Angeles a lot. You go where you wanted. It's a combination of West Virginia is an easy place to work. There's the West Virginia Film Tax Incentive, which is a big draw as well. And the traditional Hollywood's kind of dying. It's cost, it's expense, it's ease of working. And us as West Virginia natives saw an opportunity and we started building this company. We've been around for a while. We still work outside of West Virginia, but our core business is here and we continue to grow it.
Jeff, why did you want to make movies? What got you started?
I fell into it. My brother has always wanted to be a movie director. He's directed quite a few films. He had a lot of success with one called Feast of the Seven Fishes that did well for us, that still hangs around, a Christmas piece based a little bit semi-autobiographical, I guess. He always wanted to do it. I was a history and English major on my way to law school and playing football in college and thinking that was going to be my path, and I fell into it. He had some success doing it. I ended up in California and never left for 14 years until heading into Canada and doing a lot of things for Disney and the Disney Channel at that time.
So these two movies that we're talking about, the Bad Guardian and Gaslit by My Husband, where did you shoot them here in West Virginia?
They were both filmed primarily in Marion County. We were in Shinston, Harrison County, some a little bit in Monongalia County as well, in the Morgantown area, but mainly in Fairmont, which is where we grew up.
A number of years ago, used to do natural gas deals, and I was in Georgia working on a deal with a counterparty, and he had interests in, I guess, sound stages, and he also had natural land, I guess you would call it, just scenes for movies. And he brought me in on the fact that Georgia is kind of the Hollywood of the South. Do you see West Virginia being able to broaden its horizons just beyond what you're doing? I mean, this is a good place that others would want to come because of the tax credit and those things.
I think you're already seeing it. I think that it's starting to pop. It's getting, what we've been able to do is go through the first phase of it, of getting the local population comfortable that you, as Dave said, you actually do movies in West Virginia. And the answer is yes, we do. There are more that are coming. I think that this is a great state to do business in. I always want to emphasize that with people. The local government, the county governments, as well as the state government wants this business to be here. There's a foresight to it of seeing the exposure that comes with it. I mean, we were able last week to introduce people to West Virginia, 20 million people to West Virginia, and seeing it as a different light. The incentive is a huge part of it, of course. It is an economic driver for the communities that we're working in, but it's also looking at the state in a different manner, and I think that's important as well. I do believe more people are going to be coming because we're going to be bringing more people. We're getting ready to start a new Lifetime film here shortly, starting in the next month, so that's a good piece. We just finished something for AMC Network. They're coming back, so I think our work speaks for it. I think I keep saying the ease, but part of that's our experience and our ability to provide and deliver is a large part of it, but being here is great.
How much does the location where you're shooting the film kind of become its own character in a film, in the development of a story?
That's, I think, is a great question, because I've done this so long. I can look at places and kind of tell, okay, they shot it here. I had a friend just shot a movie in Saudi Arabia, of all places. So they built sound stages. They're trying to get into the game. There's a uniqueness here, the architecture, and that's some of the comments we've gotten from folks of them telling us, hey, this is a great look. It's fresh. Lifetime in particular, which are the two movies, Gaslit and Bad Guardian, they're looking for suburbia. They're looking for hospitals. They're looking for schools. They're looking for what they call aspirational, nice-looking homes, nice-looking pieces to it. So we're able to provide it, but it's a fresher look. It's just different. I can tell you, I can look at something and say, okay, they shot that in Canada. That's me. I can look, and I've shot a lot in Canada, and it's a great place. It's wonderful, but I think we're better here for a variety of reasons. First off, the accent is not out and about and Canadian-wise. All my Canadian friends will be mad about that, but there is that part to it.
Do we shoot ourselves in the foot because we take our natural beauty for granted? We grow up here, maybe we just get used to things, I guess, and we don't see what these new people coming in that you talk about see. So we don't see the value, and we sell ourselves short. Do we do that?
I think that's a great point. And the fact is, yes. One of the things that's awesome is you'll get people come here last year when we were shooting over the summertime, late summer, going into the fall. It's like, I can't believe how green it is here. I can't believe how much water that's here. We did a movie called River, a horror movie, which happens to take place on a river, on the Monongahela River. And they couldn't believe the water and the natural beauty. So I do believe when it's in your face all the time, you take things for granted. The other comments that come from it was they really liked the people, and they liked how kind people were and positive people were and welcoming people were. So you mix those together, you have a pretty good recipe for success.
Can you give us a little preview? What River's the horror movie?
River is a movie about three siblings who go up the river to spread their father's ashes, and then two homicidal maniacs try to kill them, and they try to survive the night and get through it. So it's kind of harkens back to the old 80s slasher kind of thriller horror movie.
Sounds kind of cool. Actually, sounds kind of cool.
It's just about finished, and it's going to be. That will premiere as of right now, the Toronto Film Festival in September, and the plan is for January of 27 for the release. And that'll be an 800 screen theatrical release. That one.
Cool.
Very cool.
How much did you talked about the film production tax credit? We got about a minute here. How much did that play a factor in coming back in drawing these productions to West Virginia? Because it was not hotly, but it was well debated when that came up several years ago.
Absolutely. It was in a first rendition. We did Feast of the Seven Fishes under the first rendition, and it went away because there were some abuses to it and also lack of understanding how the credits are supposed to work. I really appreciate that now it's under the Office of Economic Development because I'm a business person. I like it seen ran as a business, and I think that's really key. But it is a key component, large movies, small movies, that they want to find as incentives.
Jeff Tennell, the Allegheny Image Factory, the movies climbing up the Netflix rankings, Gaslit by My Husband, The Bad Guardian, The River coming out this fall. Look for it. It's always a bad deal when you're out late at night on the river in the middle of the woods. I'm just saying, don't go that direction, Jeff. Don't go there.
Exactly.
Hey, appreciate you coming in. Congratulations on all the success so far.
Appreciate the time.
Take a break. Back to wrap it up. This is Talkline for the Encova Insurance Studios.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan, we are here for you.
Welcome back, class of 2011.
Most likely to be a millionaire, didn't quite make it.
Hey, reunion's not over yet.
Over here, millionaire, smile.
Make room, people.
Who is that?
Congratulations to our very own Millionaire for Life!
Never too late, man. You could win up to $1 million every year with Millionaire for Life. Play in store or online today. West Virginia Lottery. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Looking for a career that truly matters? Healthcare offers stability, great benefits, and careers that are in demand right now. From patient care to technology and support roles, healthcare careers offer flexibility and opportunity. Not sure where you fit? Take the quick healthcare career quiz at explorehealthcareerswv.com. Discover the path that's right for you. Healthcare careers, where passion meets purpose.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown! We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just gonna be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not gonna be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong.
The West Virginia Lottery is coming to a town near you with the Back to Roots promotion tour. 40 stops means 40 chances to win. Every $5 in-store purchase gets an entry for a chance to win cash and great prizes. So put on your best 80s gear and join the tour. Visit WDVLottery.com for details. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. Looks like Flu Hardy's episode of Deadlock is already posted online. You can watch it online already. I don't have to stay up till 9 o'clock tonight.
Looks to me that way.
All right. That's what I'm talking about.
I found something here. I was looking for the trailer, and I think I stumbled on the episode.
Let me see. Texter says, Dave, who is your agent? Darren from Kramerica? Yeah. No, he's the intern, actually. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's Talkline on Metro News. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.